Oh, the purpose of this video is to show how to add site elements in AutoCAD. So the first thing that we probably would need to do is create a layer for what we're going to create. So let's do some curbs in front of this building, of this lot. So let's go to our layers and let's create a new layer. And we're going to call it C because it's going to be a civil, and we're going to call it curb. So anything about a curb or a curb line, we're going to use this layer. And we want this line to be red, so it's thin when we print that. And so, because we didn't do a real site visit, we don't really know what is the width of that sidewalk. So we're going to just do a guesstimate, and we'll just do 5 feet of sidewalk and a 5 feet of planting strip. So we're going to use the offset command, and then we're going to type in a distance of 5 feet, 5 apostrophe, and then press enter. And we're going to do a 5 feet. That's the sidewalk. Another 5 feet for the hallway. For the planting strip. Okay. Press enter to stop offset. We're going to select this, and select this. And we're going to change it to C curve. There you go. Okay. Now, if you plan on drawing a lot of these lines about curves or whatever, you can change this immediately to curve, so that when you draw a line, L-I-N-E, press enter, you can just click and then click, and it's automatically going to be a curve. Okay. The alley on this side is 20 feet, so we're going to do another offset. O for offset shortcut, and then 20 feet, 20 apostrophe. Okay. Offset this side. Okay. And then what we can do is we can do a press enter to stop, do a match properties. Match properties is when you select match properties, the command is match prop. Match prop, there you go. Is the first object you select will be the properties you want to copy from, and when you click on this one, it will just copy that one, the objects that you first selected. Okay, so this is going to have another sidewalk like this. Okay, so you can actually extend this line or copy that line, start from there, press enter, copy this line, extend from there, press enter, and then also do another line from here to here, press enter, and we want to cut this off, so we're going to use the trim command, T-R-I-M, trim, and then simply select this and select that to cut them off. So this would be the alley, and this would be 34th Street. I want to move this north now away from here, so I'm going to do a move, M for move, and then simply select that, or you can click here and make a box surrounding that, and then press enter to stop selecting, and simply just move that somewhere where it's not in the way. A lot of you did parking from here behind it, so let's do that. Let's create lines that would indicate parking. Now remember that City of Sacramento said that there would be a 24 feet maneuvering space if you want to do a 90-degree parking. So we have to do a offset, O for offset, press enter, and then do 24 feet, enter from this side, because this is the alley width is 20. So when I click here and click there, it's gonna eat 4 feet from this property. And then from there, we're going to do our parking, which is going to be, I believe, 18 feet long. So it's going to offset again, and then 18 feet. Let's enter, and then click here and there, and that's going to be our parking. Our parking width is 9 feet, so we're going to do another offset, 9 feet. Offset from here to here, offset from here to here. This is going to be the aisle, and this is going to be the parking. So it doesn't matter where the aisle is. I want to do a match property again. Press escape to stop or cancel whatever your current command is. I'm going to do a match prop. I'm going to select this one, and then do a crossing, which means selecting from the right side all the way to the left, and everything it touches becomes that property. Oh, there you go. That match property, select this, and then doesn't want to do a selection. Let's just, oh, there you go. Okay. I want to do another trim, so TR, shortcut for trim, and then simply select that. Remove this, remove this, remove this, remove that, remove this. Okay, so we don't have 4 parking. We actually have 3. One of them is the ADA parking slot. And so you want to designate which one is the um, accessible aisle. Okay, press enter to stop. And let's say you wanted this to be the accessible aisle. You have 2 options. You could either have a 5 feet um, 5 feet of accessible aisle, but the van accessible must be wider. So in any case, it'll be I believe 16 minimum 16 feet, but because we're only doing a 9 9 foot parking, we're gonna make it standard. We want to make this the accessible aisle, so to put strips on there, we're gonna do a hatch. Okay. And we don't want to click here because it will create a solid hatch. What we want to do is we want to define a pattern. So we're going to do a user defined pattern, and we want an angle of, let's say, 45, and we want lines to be offset 24 inches. Oh, just put a 24 in quotation mark. Oh, that's a transparency. I'm sorry. It's 1. Here is the offset 24 inches. Press enter. Okay. And if I click here or point here, it should hatch it. Simply click. Oh, pick points and then point here and click. Something's wrong. There you go. Press enter. There you go. Press enter. Okay. Let's repeat that again. So let's undo. Control Z. We want to pick points, define the hatch, and then point here and pick. And then there you go. Okay. And then we're done. So we're going to close hatch creation, and voila, we're done. Okay. Now this is not curb, and you can see this is a layer curb, and this is about parking. So what you can do is you can create layer, and you can create another layer. We're going to call it C, and we're going to call it P, K, and D for parking. And we're going to this time change it to yellow. Yellow is not as thin as red, but I can't really tell the difference up close. So we're going to select everything and then change this to parking. And there you go. Okay. So that'll be our parking. And this is going to be our handicap. And so you can draw the handicap sign, or if you're working for an office, there probably would be handicap signs available for you to copy from. So let's do that. We're going to click open and see, I have a handicap sign, I believe. Let me see, EDT 320 handicap sign. Is this a handicap sign? Double click. There you go. So I can select this, right click, and then clipboard, and we're going to copy and then go back here and then right click and clipboard. We're going to paste as a block and then simply put anywhere first. Okay. And then we're going to rotate this. So RO for rotate, or the word rotate. Select this. Okay. Press enter. Select this. And then you can simply rotate that. It automatically snaps to 90 degrees. So click that. Let's see if I can just click this and change it to parking and change yellow. Then I'm going to move that. Okay, so M for move, enter, select, enter. And then this time I want to pick it from the middle here, right? I want this to be centered here, so I'm going to pick this from the middle. So MID, enter, so that I can point to the middle, and that's exactly the middle. hand it here, and then I want to also put it here in the middle, but it's not attaching here. So if I type in MID, press enter, the middle is not here because this is a continuous line, so the middle is here. So if I want that to be here, okay, I'm going to cancel that middle. So if I want that middle, I'm going to repeat again my move, M, enter, and then select, enter, and then I want to touch it here in the middle. So MID, enter, click here, and if I wanted to go here, I can get the midpoint of this endpoint and this endpoint here. So I can't exactly use mid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down my control on my keyboard. So I'm holding it down and I'm going to right click. And that would give me these kinds of what we call snaps. And one of them is called midpoint, mid between 2 points. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to click this endpoint and this endpoint, and it should attach to the middle of those two endpoints. Okay. Now this is supposed to be up here, and depending on your jurisdiction, it would tell you exactly where this one is. So for now, let's just move this 24 inches from this endpoint. So M, enter, click here, enter, and then click anywhere, and then drag it up. But don't click, you type in 24 inches, 24 quotation, press enter, and that's the indication of our handicap. Okay. Um, there are other requirements for handicap. You're supposed to put a sign here that says handicap parking and then van accessible. But we're going to go to that one when we go to details. Okay, so a lot of people did the parking like this. You just have to make sure that there's 24 feet here. Another thing that we need to address is the trash enclosure. So for the trash enclosure, look at the client requirements again. Client requirement says that the outdoor trash enclosure should be 12 by 8 feet and should have a gate. Okay, 12 by 8 feet and should have a gate. So let's make a box 12 by 8 feet. So you can click this and then click one corner and then type in 12 feet or type in at, and then at means that you start from where you click. So, and then I'm going to put in 12 feet, comma, 8 feet. So press enter, and that's 12 by 8. Okay. Um, and you can now do a move and move that where you want it. So I can put it there. Normally, trash enclosures faces the street. So I'm going to do a rotate, click here, press enter, click anywhere, and then snap it 90 degrees, move it again, click here, press enter, and then move it here in the corner. And like I told you, the garbage truck needs to access this, and if there's cars parked here, that's going to be a problem. So what you can do is you can put a sign somewhere here that says no parking Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays between 10 to 12 whenever the garbage truck is supposed to pick that up. Okay. And so we're going to make another layer, and we're going to call that C and then TRAS. Okay. Just for trash. Um, and then we're going to leave it for what color you want. Okay. Let's do a little bit thicker green, and then close this and select this and change that to trash. Okay. Um, we also wanted to indicate a gate here on the 12-foot side, and so we could do a small gate here, double gate. Okay, because what do trash enclosures look like? So if we try to find a trash enclosure, let's do this. What does it look like? I'm pretty sure some of you have seen it. So trash enclosures can look many different ways. Um, It could just be like gated or steel, all steel like this. Okay, then you have post on it, or it could be with cover and CMU, so that some people really don't like other people using their trash enclosures, and so that they would put a cover on top so nobody can like throw a trash bag over the fence. But they just wanted a gate, so um, we as architects would propose how we do it, and then we would always ask a client like, hey, uh, this traction closure gets really banged up by the truck or the guy who gets the trash bin out, and you really want it strong. And so though a lot of our trash enclosures are made out of CMU, and sometimes they have like bollards inside so that the heavy steel trash bins don't get knocked uh, or destroy. So you would see them looking like this with a gate. So let's try to do something like this. Try to imagine that there's two gates here, and then the gate doesn't touch the corner. Maybe that's a foot from each side. Okay. So knowing that that's what we're aiming for, we're going to do a symbol for a gate here, and we want to go and find the middle here. Okay, so just do a line and then type mid, enter, and then point here, and then just do a short line there, press enter. That's going to be in the middle of the gate. This is 12 feet. We take a foot away from here, okay, and a foot away from here. That's 2 feet. That means that the gate will be 10, and that means that this gate is going to be a 5 by 5, okay? So we're going to do a circle, C for circle. Click here, and then drag, and then type in 5 feet. Press enter. Okay, and that is actually going to be the swing of the gate, but we're going to move M for enter, and move this swing, press enter, this intersection, point to here. Okay, and then a foot away from here, so we're going to do a line, enter, click here, drag it out, press enter, and then we can either do a move or we can do an offset, O for offset, and then we're going to do 12 inches, enter, click here, click there, and that's gonna be our swing. All we have to do is basically do an erase. So I don't want this, so I'm gonna erase that, or select that and press delete. Select this and press delete, and then we're gonna do a trim, TR, enter, and then we're going to just simply trim this, and then trim this, and that's gonna be our swing. And then we want another swing here, so we're not gonna do the same thing that we did before. What we're gonna do is we're going to simply select and then type in MI for mirror, and then select here and then drag to the right, and it mirrors it that way. Okay, do I want to erase all the objects? No, I don't want to. Okay, so that's the symbol for our gate. Just really rough symbol for site development plan, and I just want to do a match property, and I'm going to select this, and I want these to be the same as that one. So this is all about trash enclosure. These cars doesn't cannot park here whenever Tuesdays or Wednesday from 10 to 12, whatever is posted, so we can do that way. Um, and then so that means that we are left with a building. Oh, click pop again. We are left with a building from this line here to this line. So we can simply use this and drag it all the way up here, and then use this line as the building line. Okay, um, and let's say we want a building or uh, front setback of 5 to 10 feet. What's a good number? You need to. We'll plan that out later. Right now, let's do a 6 feet offset. So we're gonna offset 6 feet. Press enter. Click here. Click there. Okay, and that means that the building, these are going to be seating areas that we're going to put later, and this is going to be the building for the cafe. Okay, so what we can do is we can do another layer, and then call it well, new, and then we're going to do a C, and then space, and then BLDG for the building. Now we want that building to be thick, so we're going to click this, and what is thicker than magenta is actually 7. Click OK. So that's white, which will print black. So I simply select this, and change the layer to the building. And then I'm going to draw over, press escape. I'm going to draw over this property line. So I'm going to draw over another line. Let me click first here and change to building so that I don't change it later. Click here to there. Another line, click here to there. And that's going to be our building. Now you might say that you don't want your parking touching the building and you wanted to provide like a walkway. You may put a walkway here. So I'm gonna do that. Just do an offset and then put a 3-foot walkway and then look here. Then I'm gonna connect these two lines I'm gonna connect. So I'm gonna do a fillet, F for fillet, and then simply click here and click there. So I'll make a corner. I'm gonna do a match property, select this one and that one. Okay. Uh, press enter. Now they're both yellow. And this is gonna be my my sort of walkway here. I wanna click this and connect that here, or I can do a fillet or a fillet. Okay. I'm not really sure what it's called. And then I wanted to make this my building, which I can plan later. So we're gonna put a hatch there. So I'm gonna type again hatch, and I'm gonna do a user-defined hatch. And this time, I don't want it like this. I want it closer. So I'm going to let's do a 6-inch at 45. Press enter. At 6-inch at 45. Pick points. Click here. Okay, and then press enter. Okay, and then I don't want that to be too thick. You know what? Let's leave it like this so that I can show you later what this color will do. And then the last thing that I wanted to do is maybe signify where the 15 foot setback is. So I'm going to do an offset, enter 15 feet, 15 apostrophe, click this back, and over here. And then I just want this to be the same property. So I don't need to put it in a different layer. I can leave it as a property line. So this is when I click on this one, this is under C prop, which is a property line, but I don't want it to be thick like a magenta. So I can actually just change the color directly. Select this. Don't change the property. You go here. You want to change the color. Right now, the color is by layer. That means that whatever you put it, whichever layer you put it, it will adopt the color of that layer. So I want it to be specific layer that although it's in the C prop, I still want it to be a particular color like red. Okay, so I'm going to click here and I'm going to choose red here. And even though this one is still in C prop, okay, so I click, if I select this, it's still under C prop, but it's color red because it now the object has a specific color. It will now be always red unless you change this back into a by layer. So by layer means whatever the layer of the object, it will use the color of that layer. But if you change the color of the object under here, it will now have that specific color. So that would indicate my 15-foot setback. My building is here. I have like a 6 foot of setback here to put some tables and chairs, and that leaves me only this much of space for the building. And then this is where I'm going to put my bicycle racks for long term. I may put bicycle racks for short term in front here, and then we can plan this later on. And that's basically one of the schemes that that is most common. Uh, I will come up with another scheme and show you a different way of doing parking. Whether it's better, whether it's not, depends on the owner, but I'll still show it on a separate video. Okay? And I'm back. I thought I was done. Anyway, I forgot to put the trees up front. Okay, so if we look at our Google, you will see that there are these gargantuan trees, palm trees, I believe, in front. And where is our lot? Where does our lot actually end? I'm not sure. We didn't go to the site and measure it, but a car is typically about 15 feet. Parking is going to make it 18 feet. So our lot is 40. So another car would be here. So the lot would probably be ending up here. That means that there's going to be two trees, a lamp post, and a small. I think that's another tree there. Okay, so there's two gigantic palm trees. So let's um let's put that here. And to do that, we can draw the tree, or we can go to our blocks and open up a tree. I think I opened it before here. And so a palm tree could be this. And so we could just simply, again, select this, right click, and then a clipboard. Then we're going to copy and then go back to our drawing. And then right click clipboard. And then we're going to paste as a block. And then we're going to put it where we think it is. Okay, so we're gonna put it there. That's very small, so we're gonna scale it. Let's see for scale. Click here, and then we can just drag it and make sure it's maybe big. Okay, so that's the first tree on this corner. Then around maybe what 15 feet away, there's another one. So we're going to click this and then copy. So CP for copy. Click anywhere outside and drag to the left or right, and then put in 15 feet. And there it is. And then I believe there's another one way out here, but I don't know if that's part of our property or in front of our property. So I'm not sure, but yeah, I can simply drag here. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'll just click here. And then there's also a small tree in between here, between this two. This is a small one. So let's go to that tree and find a small tree, and this could be it, or this could be this one. So it doesn't matter which one you select. Okay, so let's simply click this, import copy, go back, right click clipboard, paste this block, and then put it somewhere here. Now, be careful when you're picking. You can see on the lower right corner here, it's highlighting because whenever I go close to a line, it'll try to find the endpoint. Okay, so if you're not sure, just click anywhere and then do a move, select the middle, and then put it where you think it should be. So maybe somewhere here. And then they're not supposed to be white because white's gonna be printing uh, thick. So let's make a layer, and we're gonna call it what? C, and then 3. And then I know you're tempted to make it green, and that's fine. You want to make it green, but I want to just make it yellow. And then select this, select this, select this, and select this. And then change the layer to C3. And press escape, close this. And I think I'm finally done. Okay. As I told you before, I didn't change this. So I can show you how this would print. By the way, this is the command prompt area. This is the command prompt. This is a box where I believe you can move it all about. Typically, it's when you put it here, it takes the whole width of the screen. So you can move that aside, or you can leave it there in the middle. But yeah, let's save our work and let's explore some different solutions on our next video. And I think, yeah, let's finally quit this video.